Hi there, this is Woody's Basic Tips, and this is installment number 3. This is dealing with an example of something that is not quite so basic, but is a little more advanced basic tip. This is for those who like to have a little more vocabulary when they solo, or in their note choice in certain situations. It comes from a jazz vernacular standpoint, but of course can be used in other genres. This is a device that I found out or discovered many years ago when I lived in Nashville. I was doing a lot of fusion writing and playing, and I was listening to some Michael Brecker, and I think the keyboard player's name was Dave Milkowski or Wilkowski or something like that. Anyway, great player. And I noticed he was doing something at the ends of the phrases when he would be on a dominant 7th chord, which was usually kind of an altered 5/7 chord, and before it resolved. And I kept hearing this barrage of, this wall of sound that he was doing. And I finally figured out that what he was doing was basically playing whole tone arpeggios. And this device is has an interesting sound. I have through the years used it in different circumstances, and I wrote a tune called 2/5 or Not to 5, which was sort of a fusion tune in 3, and it's loosely the verse loosely based on Lover, that old tune, Lover when you're near me, da ba da, and it uses a lot of 2 minor 7 5/7 progressions, which are a wonderful device for abruptly or directly modulating without resolving 2/5, hence the title, 2/5 or Not to 5. And within the bridge of that song, and I'll play a little excerpt of it in a minute, I was playing piccolo bass, and in the melody at the end of the phrase, before it, as it turns around and goes back to the 1 chord, I utilize this device, which is basically a 4-note whole tone arpeggio, just 1 octave arpeggio, and you just move it up and down the neck. In this case, it was moved in whole tones, in whole steps rather, and it sounds a little bit like this. It's an interesting device, and it's something that you might be able to use in your soloistic adventures. So there you go. It's what I call the altered 5/7 whole tone device. See you next time on Woody's Basic Tips.